Hey, what's up, everyone? This is my first live stream. A quick introduction to myself. I am a software engineer by day, and I guess someone who really loves the futures market. So, what we're going to be doing today is I have an algorithm running here that's going to be actually doing the trades, actual live trading being done right over here. And then over on the right side right here, we have we're not going to be running any active trades on this side right here. Essentially, this side here is just going to be, giving the data over to an AI and asking the AI like, hey, what do you think the market is currently doing? And it'll just kind of tell us it's going long, it's going short. Something to note is that I only trade the first the first 15 minutes, and then after that, any trade that I'm in that trade for the rest of the day, or for the time it hits my targets, or the time hits the until the time hits the stop. Down here, I have the same algorithm running for the live account. I have it running for the what's it called, the demo account. The only difference is I'm trading with 10 contracts. Currently, I'm trading with five MNQ contracts, and then yes, I'm trading with five MNQ contracts um, on the demo. I'm sorry, not five, 10. Five on the live trading account right here, and 10 on the demo. Over here is just the same signal generator that I have for the live account. I'm running over here. Now, one difference is this is currently running the signal for the last contract month for the month of December, and this everything else is running for the contract that expires in March. We're pretty much at expiration. This is expiration week. So for the most part, volume will be shifting over from the current contract month over to the next contract month, or to the next contract, which is the March contract. So here, NQH4, or more specifically, the MNQ is what I'm actually trading. But either way, um, we're going to be going from the Z contract over to the H contract. So currently, right now, the NQH4 is at 33,000, and the Z is at 49. They're pretty much almost there. So what I'll just do is I'll just stick to H5, or to the H contract, since that's what I will be trading. So I'm just gonna roll these guys here forward. So results today might be a little um, mixed. We're gonna have mixed results today. I haven't traded a contract rollover period, so we'll see how that goes. Now, something else that's kind of important to kind of be mindful of is context of the what's happening today in the calendar as far as news. There's pretty much nothing. There's something that happened at 8:30. There's PMI composite flash at 9:45. Um, so we'll kind of see what happens there. So yeah, so now what we do is we just wait until 9:30 for the most part. And I'm just going to repeat this again. All trades are systematically or algorithmically entered into, and we have stops and targets. So we'll see. So far, I've been running my algo for the past 3 weeks now, and it's been really, really successful. It's been really working. The results have been really similar to the results that I have been getting on the I guess on the back testing. So we'll see what we get now. Oh no, not that we'll see. We know we're getting good results, so we should be good there. Uh-oh, looks like I got a bug in here. Wait a second. Oh, I know what's going on. Here, let me just oops. All right, so the issue here is I was trying to do something and I didn't realize it would break this other thing. Actually, I'm just do this. It's not going to generate any signal. You know what? I will just do this. Let me think through this. Just trying to, you know what? I don't have time to fix this. I'll just resolve this tomorrow. Um, the one thing that I essentially this function here needs to run, and I don't want to check for I don't want to check for the position because I'm not actively going to be trading for this particular environment. I'll just go ahead and run this and then just let it do its thing. You know what? Here, I'll just put it back to the way it was before, and we'll just let it do its thing. It's not going to run because it'll check if I'm doing any back test or if I have creative rate enabled, which I will not. See that? And we'll just go ahead and make sure that everything's set properly. Cool. So now we're gonna go ahead and generate some signals. So what we just did was we batched up all of our trade and we just caught up now to where we have to be. Essentially the bug there was for when the program is running, it generated that fifth batch, that fifth bar, and the signal was trying to be generated, but there was no data in that signal, which is expected because nothing that normally I'm checking for a signal, but I wasn't checking for a signal there. So I just had to kind of put it back to the way it was so that I could put it in some code changes so that I don't have to rely on an existing signal to generate to generate an additional signal. Essentially, that first signal is just a crude way of generating a signal, and then that just gives us an entry price. And when that entry price isn't there because that signal didn't exist, the the rest of the thing fails. So like I guess I kind of showing the codes. We have like 5 minutes. Um, but let me kind of just quickly kind of show what I'm talking about. So over here, we're checking to see if a signal was generated. So, early on, you know, a signal is just generated. And then we take this signal. The signal kind of has an entry price and just some basic stuff. But if this signal does not get generated, either because it's not trading time, and if it's not trading time, the signal becomes none, so it does not get generated. So this here it becomes a none, and because we're currently not in a position because it's not going to be used in Tradeovate, so this doesn't really matter. It's always going to be false. but the signal never gets generated because trading starts at 9:30 and it's checking for that. If it's not past 9:30, signal is going to be none. So I can't run AI generate signal by while passing signal in. But I'll fix this to where this signal here can be null or can be none, and it should work. But it's not important for that. It's not important that that is resolved today. All right. So just making sure that both my contracts. All right. So here we have a our lower time frame at 1,000 trades, and here we have a the higher time frame at 5,000 trades. I prefer to use tick charts mostly because 5,000 trades will always be the same, but in 5 minutes, you, 5,000 in 5 minutes you could have 5,000 trades. You could have 1,000 trade. It's this time based. I just like to be um, I like to be consistent with the number of trades. So just to kind of, repeat back, we're currently in contract rollover period. It's my first time trading this, so I don't have any experience on how things will be, but we will see. My expectation is that we're going to open and we're going to be sideways for the open. That's my expectation. I could possibly be wrong. But the cool thing is, I'm not trading any of this. It's just, all automatic. All I got to do is sit back and just monitor what's going on. Overnight, let's see where we are. So overnight, we're, 95 points up. That's half of a percent. I think we're at the all-time high. We've been at the all-time high. I've not been trading near the all-time high, or at least the computer's been trading near the all-time high now for the past week. Initially, I was kind of, I did not like it, but we'll see. But it's been successful, like I said. Um, we're trading 5 MNQ contracts. Next month, we're going to scale that up to 10 MNQ contracts. All right, market's opened. I'm gonna call the dentist. That had to call me the first time. All right, I have a feeling we're gonna go long. All right, so we're in a trade. I believe we are going long, and we're hitting targets, or no, no, not yet. We are at the all-time high. So let's see. The AI is saying go long. The demo account, I believe, kind of went long as well. Remember, we're going to be trading only the first 15 minutes. So if I get stopped out right now, I get stopped out. But, it's going to be really volatile right now. Last week, I have been moving my targets, but I'm going to leave my targets alone this time around, mostly because there are no levels around that I can mess around with. But things are going strong. You know what? What I'll do is I'll move my first target closer to my second target. I mean, if it hits, it hits. But I mean, we're 95 points up, or at least we were. Let's see where we are now. 132 points. So yeah, so we're up big. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. It's completely fine. I think one thing that you have to be okay with is it's losing. And not losing as in like just always losing, but like accepting a loss, accepting that you're gonna have a red day. But as long as your green days are much, much bigger than your red days, then the odds of you being able to continue doing this for a long, long time is really high. I like moving my first two targets mostly because my goal is to hit all of the targets. So if I can extract more from my first two targets, because my first two targets with five contracts is about 1 hour. Um, or I guess no, the first target's about 1 hour. The second target is 1.5 hour. So I just want to just extract more from them. Now the reason why I keep coming back to this right here is I'm testing some code and I want to see if this is going to work. The expectation is that yeah, this isn't going to work, but I'll worry about that later. The demo account is trading with 10 contracts. The same logic, the same everything is just 10 contracts in the demo account. So I'll be trading with 10 contracts next month, and I want to kind of start to get the feel for how that's going to work. And also in the demo account, there's going to be zero management of those trades. Now the cool thing with with algo trading is it kind of removes a lot of the emotion away. Manual trading has a lot of emotional trading there, and I just haven't been consistent with it. So if there is a downtrend occurring, my the algo should close it out. Um, Especially if it's a slow drain down, it should close it out. Um, but I'll let it do its thing. I don't try to close it soon. I don't try to, uh, I don't do anything with it. I don't move my stops lower. I do move my targets higher because why not? If the expectation is to hit all the targets, and I see that the first two targets are kind of, there's potential where they will get hit. I don't mind moving those higher. Now I'm not going to be greedy and move all of my targets to the top or to that last target because that's just disaster. Because there's been times when I never get to that last, that second to last target, which means that I close my first three targets and I have to manually close the rest when I kind of see an exhaustion with the longs. My strategy for the most part just follows the trend, follows the trend without being emotional. Let's see where the volume is currently at. Um, just so the March contract's at 57,000. And let's go back here. 71,000 for the December contract. So we're pretty much kind of in that same area. Um, I look at NQ. I trade off of NQ. Though I do put my trades into MNQ, I trade off of MNQ. 5,000 is the higher time frame. 1,000 trades is the lower time frame. Oh, this is H5. I mean, yeah, H5 is fine. It's 9:39 right now. Remember, at 9:45, I'm gonna, my algorithm does not take any more trades after 9:45. It also stops any recommendations at 9:45. Um, it does so while it's actively trading, it's generating signals and generating a signal for a long and a short or whatever, or no trend at all. And if I am in a long and a short is generated, then I close out of my trade. I don't reverse, but I just close out of my trade. And that only happens while it's actively trading. If it's after 9:45 and I'm already in a trade, then nothing happens. I don't trail my stops until my first three targets get hit. Until my first three targets get hit, I'll leave the stop alone. I only trail up the stop once I've hit the first three targets, and I want to kind of protect my, um, my gains. One of the hardest part about trading is being patient. Um, when when you kind of see a slow and steady climb, you just want to quickly close out because you're seeing, oh, I'm up 200 bucks, I'm up 300 bucks. You just want to close out quickly. Um, but you just got to hold off. So, I mean, it's easier said than done. I'll tell you that much. Now, my stop is set around that low from 925, but I don't manage that. I have an algorithm that picks that, and all I do is just wait. Can it flush down and stop me out? I'm sure it can, but you know, one thing I never want to do is I don't want to be afraid of taking that stop, and I'm no longer afraid of taking that stop anymore. I think now I'm confident enough to kind of hold on to my trade, and if it stops out, it stops out. It's whatever. If I take a red day, or if I have to take a red day, then I take a red day. It's fine. But if I become green and I'm up a few hundred bucks, and then I close out right away just for that gain, then I'll never hit my runners. I'll never hit my last target. So to hit the last target, you just literally have to like leave it alone. I mean, there's times when I had to close out early, but I only close out early after hitting my first two targets. Because I already know that my targets are far out, and my expectation isn't that they will always get hit. They will get hit for the most part, but it's all about you know because if I don't move any of my targets and I hit the first three targets, no, the first two targets, if the first two targets get hit and then the rest get stopped out, then I break even in that trade. If the first three targets hit, there's enough profit there, enough gains there or unrealized gains there, where it kind of sucked kind of to get stopped out on that. So generally, after my third target gets hit, I like to close out. Now we're making all-time highs. So the context is we're at the all-time high. There really is no bad news to kind of take us down to, you know, for the downside. I mean, we have FOMC meeting this week. Expectation is that they are going to lower interest rates. But, I don't care about that. All I care about is what happens from 9:30 to 9:45. So 9:45 has been reached now. So it's 9:45, and 40 minutes, 40 seconds, which means that this is the only trade that I'm taking for today. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Um, so all I gotta do now is just wait. At 9:45, I think there was some news coming out, PMI composite. Maybe that's what this quick flash was for, or something. Yeah, at 9:45 was PMI composite flash. But whatever it was, it already came out, and we're doing fine. I believe we're probably up 200 points today so far. Let's see. 140. What I like to do is whenever I see a trend, when my first three targets get hit, the fourth target I definitely move things up, or I move those targets higher, and I move them higher because I'm trailing the stop. Because remember, after my third target gets hit, there's enough unrealized gains in there from the remaining two targets that I don't want to miss out on. Oh man, it's chopping around. Can you imagine if I was to be, or you know, if I was to be manually trading right now, you will just get chopped around, and it's really tough to have a tight stop on here. I don't know how people are able to trade NQ and having a really tight, tight stop. When you have tight stops, that's how you get chopped around. I just sit in one trade, and you know, risk is reduced heavily just by trading once. And that's kind of been what my strategy is at the moment, is just trading once, or trading between that 9:30 9:45 time period. I'm questioning myself. Do I want to move that first target? I mean, I kind of already did move it, but remember, you don't want to be greedy. If there's a trend, with the 1,000 trade, there's a trend, and we're not at 10 o'clock yet. Maybe we'll have a 10 o'clock reversal. I don't know. All I do know is that this is the only trade that I'm taking, And if we get below, 176, I'm stopped out. That's what I do know. Everyone trades different time frames. What might be a double top for you can be an uptrend for me, and that's no double top. So you just pick a direction and you just leave it alone. Leave the mouse alone. Can I exit out of my trade right now and walk away with $200? I can, but I shouldn't because, well, for A, that's higher or that's lower than what my total stop loss is going to be. And B, you need to get in the habit of holding on to your trade, especially holding on to your winners. That's something that I'm gonna have to learn to do, especially with my fourth to fifth target. But remember, I whenever I see a clear trend, I try to manage a trade and move my targets higher to extract more from the trade. If I'm able to extract more out of the trade, it's just better for me. All right. Looks like we're just gonna go right through all of these. Let's see any numbers. So we have a target at 278, a target at 298. Now let's try to move this first target up. Remember, we already moved that first target. We're trying to extract as much as we can from that first target, especially the first two targets. If we can extract a lot from this first two targets, I'm gonna, eventually move this stop up. But we'll just let the trade do its thing. And once I hit all the targets, I'm done. Stream is over until tomorrow. That's all I gotta do. Am I looking at order flow? No. Am I looking at, what's going on within other instruments? No. I just follow price action. And if price action says, hey, everyone's going up, then I'll go up with everyone. So now that first target, I won't be moving around much. I think I've extracted a lot from it, and I don't want to be too greedy. That first target went from being a 1R kind of situation to a 2R, maybe a 1.5 R. I'm sorry, not a 2R, but like maybe 1.5 or 2R, whatever the case. I extracted a lot from that first target, a little bit from the second target. Um, I try not to move that third target, but if I see a clear trend, I will. Demo account is doing good. I mean, it's doing exactly the same. The only difference is I'm not actively managing that trade, which means that I'm not moving targets, moving stops. Now, how do I know if the trend will keep going? No, I don't know, but I feel confident that, you know, that these targets will get hit. And I'd be asking yourself, then why don't I just move all my targets up to the last one? Because that's just too risky to do all the time. but I'm willing to do that on my first two targets, especially on that first one. Yeah, yeah, the time's now almost 10 o'clock. Let's see, higher time frame, there's the lower time frame, there's also a trend up. The market's gonna have an ebb and flow. You just have to go with the ebb and flow. And if we get stopped at right now, it's fine. You have to accept that. This is the part of trading. You just gotta sit back and wait. I think that's kind of the difference between that's kind of like how my trading has evolved from when I first started doing this to now. Like before, I would completely get chopped in this market, even though I see a clear uptrend. And you know what's the kind of stupid shit that I would do back then in the day? I would say, "Oh no, this is going too high. Let me just go ahead and fade this." I don't fade anymore. I mean, I'm not manually trading, but I've learned my lesson. You don't fade. You don't catch a falling knife. If it's going down, just go with the trend. Why do I need to fight something? You don't want to fight the you don't want to fight the market. All right, so we're up. We're not going to move those targets anymore. We've already moved those targets. There's clear uptrend. We'll just leave it alone. Now, am I tempted to move that second target? I am. But I'm not going to move it. All right, we're almost there. Hit that first target. on. You know, something that we get in December is a Santa Claus rally. Come on, come on. You're almost there. Almost there. You're 5 points away. 5 points away. Just give us a 10-point push. And I'll be a happy camper. Come on. Almost there. 5 more points. Now, I'm not going to move that first target, mostly because I've already moved it up, and I don't want to be too greedy. That second target, I don't think I'm going to really touch either. Um, it's kind of at a psychological level. I'll just leave it alone. All right, first target is hit. Now we're down to 4 contracts. You know, if we do pass that second target, there's a high chance that we may go to that third target. All right, it's 10:03 now. We're in a clear trend on the lower time frame. Higher time frame also shows that clear trend. So we'll just leave it alone. Now the market doesn't just go straight up. It has to ebb and flow. But let me just go ahead and move up that second target. Get it closer to that third target. I moved it up because if we can get past that psychological level, so let's see. Sometimes what I also do is when I kind of have a feeling that there's about to be some exhaustion and I'm up by a lot, I would close out, but let's see. On the lower time frame, we're just consolidating real quick. Just trying to get past psychological levels. But I mean, we're at the all-time high. And I think everyone kind of knows don't short the all-time high. One thing that I've learned with NQ watching it now, watching NQ now for the past 2 weeks. Like watching, like I've been watching it for a while, but like haven't sit through and watched it trade for the first hour or so. Is seeing places where in the past I would have gotten chopped up, chopped around. Let's see, we're kind of exhausting around here. I don't know, but all I know is I just got to sit back and let the trade do its thing. And this is something that I have to learn myself. Is just like leave it alone. Do I want to like just quickly close out? I do, but let's see where we're looking at. If we can get, let's see. I don't want to have little patience and close out quickly, but I also don't want to be too greedy. But I also do understand that the market does have to ebb and flow. All right, higher time frame, looking good. I'm gonna assume the market internals are really great. Like I said, I don't trade based off of what's going on in the market. I trade based off of the price action and what's currently going on. And if what's currently going on is that we have this uptrend, then we'll follow the uptrend. All right, what's going on? I think generally around this time, if I feel an exhaustion, which I kind of see happening, I don't mind closing out early. Or I think what I'll do is I'll just move my stop down to 260. I think I'm gonna close out early. I see plenty of exhaustion here. I have a figure on the trigger ready to go. All right, I'm closing out. And if I close out and I see it going shooting right back up, it's gonna suck, but I kind of had to accept that. But what I also do know from experience is that, or at least what I've seen, is when the market kind of goes up quickly, like it did this morning, it tends to kind of get exhausted. And I don't want to be in that exhaustion phase. But something that I have to work on as well personally is like leaving the trade alone, let it do its thing. Maybe looking at the lower time frame isn't going to help. I need to keep my eye on the higher time frame. Like I said, the context is there's nothing to push this market down, but I don't mind taking my chips off the table, which I will do right about now. All right, I'll take my chips off, and I'll just leave it at that. Um, one thing that I've seen in the past is when we have these kind of consolidations, we tend to kind of flush all the way down. Um, will it go through up higher? I'm sure it will. It always happens to me, but I don't mind it. I don't mind closing and being done, walking away with what did I walk away with today? Not that much, only 505. But better than nothing. And if I would have let this trade continue and it went all the way down, there's potential where I would have walked away with nothing. And like I said, based off of experience, what I have had seen is that when there is an exhaustion around this area after there's been an uptrend, that's really like where how my strategy works. My strategy, the way it works is I see a trend, I join the trend. When I see an exhaustion of that trend, I'll just get out. And well, I'll get out at least, once we moved up a lot. I mean, look how much we moved up. I went in at 285. Oh, no, let's see. I went in at 216, at 16, and it's currently at 71. That's a lot of points. My first um my first target, I was able to extract that's about 60 points from it. The others, you know, just 50, about 50, little about I guess 40 points of it. But either way, you know, you don't want to be too greedy. And if this ends up going all the way down, then hey, that's fine. That's good for me that it went all the way down and I took my profits. But if it also goes all the way up, and then but then I'm also fine if that also happens because what I do know is, I took what I was able to extract from the market. My demo account, it's still trading. Let me log in on another screen right here, just kind of see where it's at. Remember that one is at 10 contracts. I'm at 5 contracts, and that's at 10 without being managed. Um, so that one currently is at um, it's already had realized $334 and the open P&L is at 800 bucks, which is great. So let me see. Let me kind of go into here. Uh, page. I'm on another screen over here. I'm just looking at the demo account. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to trade my demo account. I mean, I can't wait to trade 10 contracts. It would have been really profitable. Uh, but I wish that I was trading 10 contracts on my live account, but it's fine. It looks like it will get stopped out. I mean, the thing is going lower and lower and lower. But I mean, it was able to go up as high for the P&L. The run up was, oh, never mind, it doesn't show right here. But I saw down here 427 times that by two. That's, 800 bucks. I mean, what I just saw right now was at 1,000. The total P&L is at 800 bucks. If I was to close the demo the position for the demo account, it would be, roughly around 800. I mean, now it's about around $900 right now. So that'll be next month. For this month, I'm going to finish the month with 5 contracts. We'll go to 10 contracts next month. All right, everyone. I'll go ahead and end my stream here. You know, I will only stream while my trades are active, or until 10 o'clock. But once I'm done with the trade, and you know, I'm gonna be done for the day because now technically I'm done working for the day, and until next week. So until then, like, subscribe if you'd like. I share this, and I hope for us to have more conversation in the future. Thanks, everyone.